When I was very young and in school, we had the Matheran trip. Matheran is a hill station which is just outside Bombay. It's in an area called Neral. It's between Neral and Karjat because it touches both because it's a big hill. And the English made hill stations because they could not bear the heat and dust that India gave them, especially in the summer months. So in the summer months, they would go and cool off in Kulu Manali, Shimla, Munnar, or even Matheran or Mahabaleshwar. So we were very young, me and my brother, and I was 8 years old to be honest. He was 6. We went with our grandparents and my aunts, and my grandmother had carried everything that we needed. So we had this potayas, which are like roti, but they have some masala in them, and then we have dry potato, not curry, it's just dry potato fried in chili garlic and not garlic but chili and mustard seeds and what have you, turmeric and garam masala. And off we went. It was always good to be in a train and eat in a train. And we had this big dabba which had all the nasta inside, save and mamra and khakra and fafra. And when we went by train, I could actually sit on it. I could sit on the dabba, so I had a place to sit. And it was not your regular train because I don't think that time, I don't know if locals went all the way to Karjat because they did, but at odd intervals. This was more like an off-station train that we took from Dadar, I think. And we slept on the, my grandmother had this very soft duvet that we call hodwanu, which is pure cotton duvet with no stuffing inside. And we could sleep on it or we could, use it to cover ourselves, and it was very nice. And the biggest surprise was that there was a very tiny train that would take us all the way up to Matheran. So obviously we were very excited, but the train stopped somewhere in between. There was some sort of problem, and my brother needed to go to the toilet, so he had to go in the jungle. And we were very young, so it was okay. My Masi, Soma Masi, found some college people who were more her age, and they were all planning to climb up because the train went halfway. And I've done climbing up 7 kilometers, so it's great fun. But this was not that time. I was just 8 years old, and eventually the train started, and we reached a place called Maniklal Terrace. And Maniklal Terrace was for families. And it was a safe place. It was not a very costly place. It was for ordinary people, middle class people. It was not like Rugby Hotel or Regal Hotel or all those hotels that you had in Matheran. It was very special. And the guy always ensured that the people who came, they actually needed a place, So he said, we don't have a place. And then we were willing to wait. And then I went and spoke to him. I was only 8 years old. Please give us a place. And then eventually he said that, look, tonight I don't have a space. I don't have space tonight. But you can stay in the stable, But they were like, it was not a stable. It was where they kept it was a beautiful place. It was like a manor. It was like not a mansion, but it was very English. And I think that a lot of Parsis do have English blood, literally, and also metaphorically, culturally, they were close to the English, so they have the mannerisms, but they also have English blood, and a lot of Parsi people have bungalows there. It's a beautiful place. So and we slept there, and the only thing I saw was a big wheel there, and old Victoria. Victoria is a horse cart, but a a good-looking horse cart. So it was not the stable; it was the garage. But there were no cars that time, and the roads were red in color. Matheran had red soil. So the next day we were given a good house and a good cottage. But even this was very beautiful. It was quite exciting to be there. And then our trip was extended because, well, my Don Bosco was very, very strict. So if you were absent out of town, if you're absent on the first day after the holidays, or you were absent for more than 2 days, then you had to produce a medical certificate. Or if you've gone abroad, you have to show a ticket. It was all a bit crazy. George Bernard Shaw said that school to me was a sentence of penal servitude, and I think he was talking about Don Bosco. No pun intended, but Don Bosco was very strict in many, many ways. Anyway, I could speak a bit of English, and I was not somebody who was keen on showing off his English. I know people that sometimes talk to their domestic help or servants in English, and poor servants, they don't understand, and I don't know what kind of high they get, but that's what they do. Now, I on the other side was very, very shy because I grew up in a building where most students spoke vernacular languages and were in vernacular schools. So I never used to speak English. In fact, I was shy, and sometimes if I spoke English, because I just given an exam and my mother was asking me what answer I wrote, then the girls next door, who were like our sisters because they used to tie us Rakis is a thread you tie to your brother, they would start laughing and giggling. And my mother, when she got home, she was very angry with me. That why are you feeling shy of speaking in English? And I said, look, they don't know what I'm talking about. And she says, you don't need to be ashamed. And I said, no, it's just a false sense of modesty had taken over me those days. So I didn't speak English, but that day I did speak some English, and I was wearing a red cap, and all the motherly aunties and all started calling me red cap. And I think I was reasonably better looking when I was young than I am now. So I guess that they kind of liked me in a nice way. And they used to sell unique artifacts that we bought from Matheran. So there was the fox and the grapes, and it was made of glass and very colorful, and very beautiful. And we bought it from there. And then there was some sort of a grass that you could just use to, put in a flower vase and vase or vase, depending on where you're from. And it was just yellow and nice to look at, I guess. So my grandfather always liked these artifacts, and they were kind of cute. And I met this girl. She must have been in the 4th standard, and I saw, Matheran makes this very, very tiny chappals, very tiny, that would fit in your little toe, your little pinky toe, as small as that. And it's just an artifact. But I found 2 of them, and I saw this beautiful girl, and I was in the 3rd, and she was probably in the 4th or the 5th, because I chatted her up, and she was really cute. If I meet her again, I will not recognize her, so I guess that's that. But she was really cute, and I said, hey, I kind of knew that I was shocked. I said, are these very tiny chappals? And she said, oh my God, they are. They must belong to some elves or lilliputs or lillaputs or whatever. And she says, be careful, you'll scare them. They are the little people. And I was in 3rd standard, I didn't believe in the little people, but the way she said it was so cute that I wanted to believe in it. She said, be careful, it might belong to somebody. Just keep it here under the tree. And so I kept it there under the tree. And I did a lot of hiking then, which is going from point to point. They would give you a very rough map. The MTDC, Maharashtra Tourism Board Development Corporation, or whatever it's called. And then you went from Wilson Point to One Tree Hill Point to Shivaji Point to this point and that point. And I walked a lot and I ran up a lot. My grandfather was quite a walker. He walked till the age of 90 easily. And he was not the kind who would compliment me easily, because he was not that kind. But he said that this guy can really walk. And for me, that was a very big compliment. Anyway, came Monday and Sunday, and we had to go. And suddenly, my grandmother decided that we should stay. And that was the happiest day ever for me and Ravi, because Subhamasi and Renumasi were pushing our swings for us. And then when we told that, I really rejoiced. Our grandfather also took us on a horse ride, which was like a... But the horsemen, like everywhere else in the world, were very cunning people. And they just took us, to a certain point, and then, they started talking and pissing, and they just left us on the horse, but they wouldn't move the horse too much. So my grandfather, I told him, oh, we went till here when the train left on our way back. He said, oh, only so much? I said, yeah. And me and Ravi had our first horse ride. But yeah, those were the days, and it was beautiful and even magical. And the kind of memories that we made, they remain with us for a lifetime, because this is our history. And this is the history of our family. Thank you for listening.